Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
We got another episode of Friday Face-Offs where one of us brings a topic and the other guy has no idea what that topic's going to be. Our topic today is how to talk to referees.
Ooh.
We had that video blow up of the parent going on the ice and pushing two young refs, and we both have been talking ad nauseum lately about people in the stands and coaches and players and all these things. And losing refs in our game left and right. Guys, guess what? No refs, no game. So, Toph, how are we going to help these people talk to refs?
This is how much time do we have here?
Yeah, this should have been a whole show probably.
So this is you're talking about coaches, you're talking about parents,
all the above, everybody.
So I'll start from the coaches. First of all, I mean, just common knowledge, common sense. Like, if you're an asshole to somebody, do you think they're going to want to be better to you, or do you think they're going to want to like stick it to you? Like at the end of the day, what are we doing? I mean, even if you want to get more calls, better calls, like it's not by being mean to somebody. And so just think about that just to start. I think it's really good. Like, I know a lot of coaches like try to, even at youth hockey, they'll try to like call the refs over and introduce themselves and find out what the ref's name is, just like a little thing. So if you do feel like you want to talk to them, be like, hey, Jeff, or hey, Tony, or hey, Susan, whatever it is, like, hey, come over. Like, I want to, and then another thing is like, when you talk to the refs, I always think it's good to like get off the bench and be eye to eye with them instead of like talking to them from like up top. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I love that.
So like, get down, talk to them as a person. And when you talk to the refs, like even if you disagree with something that they did, like come at it in a way of like, hey, inform me. Like, what did you see there? Right? Like, what did you see there? If it's a penalty or whatever, like if they miss an offsides or an icing, who freaking cares? Like, that doesn't really have that much of an impact on the game. Unless it's like a breakaway, but even then, like the call's not going to change. But like if it's a penalty or something going on, like you get down to their level, talk to them by their first name, and ask questions like, "Hey, what'd you see there? Why'd you make that call?" And not like, "Can't believe you made that call. Like that was the wrong call." Well, you know what? You're going to make a lot of wrong calls as a coach on the bench too. So do you want the ref coming up to you? Put it this way: if you're a coach, how much do you hate when parents question what you're doing? You always talk about, these parents and blah, blah, blah. What the hell do you think? It's the same freaking thing with the refs and you.
Ooh, hypocrites. Hot fire.
So like,
Speak it.
Like, we would want if we make a mistake as a coach and a parent wants to talk to us, how would we want that parent to approach us? Asking questions. What did you think? What can I do to be better? Blah, 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 blah. Same thing with the refs. We're like, what did you see? Okay, great. Just wanted to be informed. Like, that's the way to do it, man. Like at every level. Like, come on.
Put your hands
that analogy,
in your
Vechs? The parent analogy?
And put your hands in your pocket, because the throwing the arms up in the air and all that is embarrassing the ref. And now
it's
you're
embarrassing you.
Yeah, 100% is. And now you're putting the ref on the defensive immediately. So I mean, I reffed for a number of years until I got to USHL, and coaches yell or whatever. And it was at the point where I could beat the coaches up. And I told my dad, who was the president of Missouri Refs at the time, and we'd usually ref together because it was like something fun we did when I was like 17, 18. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to kick the shit out of one of these coaches one day, them yelling at me like this. Like, that's not okay. And so I stopped reffing because I was like, I'm going to beat one of these coaches up who's acting like this. And he's like, well, you can't do that, Jeffrey. So like, I know from experience, like, get off the bench, get down on the floor of the bench. Like Toph said, you should, good coaches, at the beginning of the game while your team is warming up, should wave the ref over, shake their hands. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Jeff. Tony, nice to meet you. Mikey, nice to meet you. All right, I'll make sure that today, if I need to ask you about a call, I'm going to get down and I'll wave you over, but I'll only do that if it's absolutely necessary. Like, be nice to them, treat them like a human being. And if they're a kid, definitely treat them nicely and a human being. They are a child. They're below 18. Grow up. You're an adult. The call will never change. The call has never changed after a ref makes the call. The call is not going to change. The only thing you're doing, like Tope said, is pissing them off. And if somebody chirps me, guess what? I'm heated, and now I'm going to chirp back. Or in the case of a ref, you're probably going to get a call that doesn't go your way. So, play chess, not checkers, and don't be a dummy. The other thing I want to say is players, zero tolerance talking to a referee. Zero. Unless you have a letter on your jersey and you're skating over, waiting outside the little area that the captains can stand, no player should ever open their mouth to a ref. And I think it should be a rule in-house for every organization that if a player yips at a ref, you are sat for the rest of the period. Happens again, you're sat for a game. Happens again, you're out 5 games. Like, this is teaching kids, respect the game, respect your elders, respect authority, respect all these things, right? So there's that. Parents, same for them. You do not yell at a ref ever. I don't care what's going on. You do not, unless somebody takes your skate off and is stabbing your son or daughter on the ice, you do not yell at a ref. And if you do, you got 1 strike. You're out. You're gone. You leave the rink immediately. And if it happens again, there needs to be serious consequences. Like, you're not allowed in the rink for the rest of the season. Zero tolerance policy. Because if we let adults, coaches, parents do it, kids are going to do it. They're going to follow your lead. Think about any game that gets out of control and the players start yipping at the refs and the parents are yipping at the refs. It almost always starts with your coach yelling at the ref all over the ice. Guys, it's a kid's game. Put your hands in your pocket. Show some self-respect. Show some respect for your organization, your kids, your parents, the ref, the game, the ice rink. Shut your mouth. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to our game. And that doesn't mean you're never going to get heated, right? And if you do, you bring the ref over, you apologize to him, you shake their hand, and you don't do it again. You learn from it. This is out of control, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, and I've always been a big believer, not just in youth hockey, but this is especially at the higher levels of hockey. Like, the team on the bench takes on the energy of the coach.
100%.
And so I know I've been on benches where the head coach is yelling at the refs all the time. And then what do you see? You see the players yelling at the refs.
And what is that?
And not focused on the game.
It's an excuse. The coach complaining about every call is literally an excuse.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Another thing I like to do, like in the little pregame too, is when I'm talking to the ref, just ask them one simple question. It's like, what are you looking for today? What's some things that I can, and sometimes the refs are like, nothing, just play hockey, man. Like, just here to ref the game. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, we've been told from our supervisors to really look at headshots or something like that. So then tell your players, hey, the refs told us, blah, blah, blah. And it just builds that trust with the refs a little bit. I will say this too, when we put out that video in Seattle of the guy coming out on the ice and pushing the 13 and 12-year-old refs, I had a lot of people DM me, and I had 3 or 4 people DM me, dads of kids that are referees. So like that same age, kind of like 12, 13, 14 years old. And they were like, there were literally like 3 or 4 people that were like, I had to get my reffing certificate because I don't trust the coaches and the parents on the ice or like in the stands and on the bench with my young kid reffing. And I want to be there. So that they would, like, you talked about reffing with your dad. Like, they're like, I feel like I need to be out there to protect my kid because of some of this. Like, a lot of times for the younger kids, that parent will go up, into the stands and watch the game, and then they're horrified because these adults are screaming obscenities at their 13-year-old kid, or the coach is screaming these obscenities at these 13-year-old kids. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Change. And again, like, I even think about this from the player's perspective too. Your kids love to play in front of big crowds, right? When the big crowds are positive and there's like a lot of cheering and stuff like that. Your kids hate it when it's all negative in the stands and the parents are yelling at the refs and the coach is yelling all the time. Like, that's not fun for them. It is fun for them to play in like that positive loud environment. Just think of like, I think like at the higher levels, like how much better is it when there's like a full crowd? You know, it's a lot more fun. So it's for the kids too, man. Like, come on, we got to smarten up here.
It needs to be. I mean, for me, it needs to be organizational. These are the rules, and
harsh consequences.
Yeah,
like really, really harsh consequences.
Yes, I
like
totally
if you
agree.
yell something negatively at the ref, you're suspended for a period. Go sit in the freaking lobby. And if it happens again, you're suspended for a game. And if it happens again, you're suspended for 2 games. And if it happens again, I'm going to suspend your kid because that hits a lot harder. Is that fair to the kid? No, but that hits a lot harder when now the kid has to suffer the consequences for your actions.
Yeah. We've got to do something. We've got to do something.
It's gotten to the point where there's got to be a lot more hard repercussions and consequences for this kind of stuff because there is a ref shortage, guys. Make no bones about it. You talk to anybody within USA Hockey or Hockey Canada, there are legitimate ref shortages. Why? Because people are leaving. They don't want to deal with it anymore. So this stuff's really, really important. Hopefully we've given you some things to do on the positive side, and hopefully we've given you some perspective on like what it means when it's so negative too. And Vechs, yeah, like you ref, your dad was a ref for a long time, so this probably hits home for you, man.
100%. Let's clean it up, guys. Let's clean it up.
Clean it up.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.